American Idol. Does John Foster already have a record deal? The buzz around American Idol has once again reached a fever pitch, and at the center of it all is John Foster, the contestant who has quickly turned into a household name and sparked endless speculation, not just for his performances on stage but for what may already be happening behind the scenes. Fans have begun asking whether Foster has already secured a record deal before the season has even wrapped up, and the rumors have taken over social media with questions about fairness, favoritism, and what this could mean for the future of the show. John Foster entered the competition as somewhat of an underdog, with a quiet demeanor and a subtle approach to both his music and his presence on stage, yet week after week he has managed to capture attention. With a voice that many are calling raw, authentic, and perfectly timed for today's industry, some fans argue that Foster doesn't just perform, he connects, and in a crowded field of talent shows that kind of connection is often the difference between temporary success and long-lasting stardom. But it's not just his on-stage charisma that has people talking, it's what they believe they see happening off-camera that has created the latest storm of controversy throughout the history of American Idol. There have been whispers and accusations that certain contestants had unfair advantages, whether through connections to producers, early access to managers, or secret meetings with record labels, but rarely has there been a contestant so quickly tied to speculation about already having a deal signed, or at least strongly lined up. Insiders point to Foster's polished interviews, his apparent confidence in song choice, and the way judges, especially Carrie Underwood and Luke Bryan, seem to emphasize his star power more than his raw growth on the show. This has led to fan theories that producers know something the public doesn't. Some even claim that Foster's style and branding, from his clothes to his online presence, already resemble a fully launched artist rather than a competitor still searching for a breakthrough. This idea has only been amplified by eagle-eyed viewers who noticed that shortly before the season began, Foster was allegedly spotted leaving a well-known Los Angeles recording studio accompanied by someone believed to be connected to a major label. Executives in the industry have refused to confirm or deny the rumor, but the mere possibility has left fans debating online, with hashtags like #AdolRigged and Foster already signed trending on multiple platforms. American Idol itself has not made an official statement, but if history is any guide, the producers will likely dodge any direct acknowledgement of potential outside deals, pointing instead to the standard contracts that finalists typically sign as part of the show. Those contracts historically include provisions that give Idol-affiliated labels the first chance to sign contestants but do not guarantee a long-term deal unless certain milestones are met. However, with Foster, the story feels different to fans because of how the narrative has developed on screen. Rather than waiting to see if the winner gets signed, many feel they are watching someone who is already being groomed for stardom. Whether he takes the crown or not, those who defend Foster argue that even if he has industry connections or ongoing discussions, it does not take away from his talent. The music industry is, after all, about relationships and opportunities, and many of today's biggest stars got their start with someone already believing in them before the public caught on. Others, however, see it as a betrayal of the spirit of the show, which was designed to give ordinary people with extraordinary talent a chance to break into the business without needing the connections that so often lock out fresh voices. One longtime fan posted online that if John Foster already has a deal, then the whole point of the show is lost, because it means Idol is no longer about finding talent but showcasing artists that the industry has already picked out. Supporters of Foster quickly clapped back, saying that success on American Idol has always been a blend of talent, timing, and marketability, and that viewers should not punish someone simply for being smart enough to put themselves in the right rooms before fame comes knocking. As the debate continues, more layers have emerged. Some digging into Foster's past have uncovered small-scale independent projects he allegedly worked on before Idol, though none were widely distributed and therefore don't count as official record deals. Skeptics argue that these past efforts show he was already networking and building his music career well before Idol, which could have led to industry attention. Others point out that his social media accounts, which were relatively quiet before the show, suddenly seemed more professional, with high-quality photos, logos, and branding that many contestants take years to develop. The timing of this transformation has only fueled speculation that professionals are guiding him. Already industry analysts, meanwhile, have weighed in, suggesting that if Foster does indeed have a deal, it may not be as scandalous as it sounds. Many reality show contestants, especially on Idol, The Voice, and similar competitions, enter with management teams or informal agreements that do not prevent them from competing but give them leverage once they appear on national television. The question is whether these informal ties cross into actual contracts which could give him an edge over other contestants. If such a deal exists, it could explain why Foster seems so composed while others show nerves. It could also explain the level of promotion he receives both from the show and from outside media outlets that are quick to profile him as though he were already a star when compared to other contestants who often struggle to get even minor press. Foster's presence in the media seems unusually robust. This imbalance has only widened the debate about fairness as the season unfolds. The answer to whether John Foster has a record deal may remain elusive, at least officially, because Idol producers are unlikely to confirm anything until after the season ends, and even then details may remain hidden by non-disclosure agreements. What cannot be denied, however, is that the perception alone has had a massive impact. Fans have become divided between those rooting for Foster as the obvious breakout star and those rejecting him on the grounds that the game feels rigged. If Idol has taught us anything over its long history, it is that perception often matters just as much as reality. Winners like Kelly Clarkson and Carrie Underwood went on to global fame partly because audiences believed they were watching a true underdog rise to superstardom, while other finalists who seemed overhyped or overproduced often faded quickly regardless of the deals. If Foster already has a deal, it could backfire by alienating viewers who crave authenticity, but it could also work in his favor by positioning him as the most prepared to take the leap regardless of the final vote. In the coming weeks, the speculation is unlikely to die down. In fact, it will probably intensify as the finale approaches, because whether John Foster wins or loses, the spotlight will remain on what comes next. Fans will be watching not only to see if he takes the Idol crown, but also if within days or weeks of the finale an announcement surfaces that he has signed a major deal. If that happens, it will validate every rumor and reshape how fans view this season. In hindsight, for now, the only certainty is that John Foster has become the most talked about contestant of the year, and whether he is already signed or still waiting for his shot, he has achieved something few Idol hopefuls ever do, turning his journey into a national conversation and making sure his name will not be forgotten anytime soon. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Talent Spotlight Idol YouTube channel for more update news.